hi. If you're watching this, go buy this game. You can buy it right now. It's phenomenal. I've put more than 300 hours in it, probably closing in on 350. This has been a game that has stayed in my rotation of games for the longest that I can remember, at least in recent memory, likely within the last decade. I have been playing this game, it's hard to believe, for more than a year, and intend to continue doing so for the foreseeable future. I can't point to a single game ever that has had such staying power in my library. I'm not able to be at the release right now. I have prior engagements elsewhere. But I will, in due time, be able to play this, likely within a couple of days of this video going up, so never fear. But anyway, since I'm not able to be there for the final release, I thought it might be interesting to go back and see how far we've come. I don't really have the time at this point to put together a full-on comparison video, so you're really just going to have to eyeball it. But I'm just gonna surf through the options menu, do some challenge mode action. I think it'll be really fun to see what is essentially the finished product, and here's where it was, 18 months ago. So I cleaned off pretty much everything overload from my hard drive. The game has been uninstalled. All of the pilots have been backed up. I'm just gonna drop those in when I install the game. And yeah, I'm really excited for the full thing. Anyway, this video, let's get started here. Wow. First thing I noticed, the menus go so slow. So slow. The Aqua HUD is a little bit too bright. They're all a little bit too bright. There are only two reticle styles. Right side display, I think I have that set up to be missiles. It's primary and secondary in early access 0.9. I just forget what those are. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is amazing. Alright, there we go. No aim assist, I don't need that. Mouse and keyboard, none of this. Oh wow, no. Alright. Alright, well, not bad. Actually, I'm gonna turn this way down to 35. Yeah. So these are sliders now. Mouse rolling I don't have. Oh boy. Let me bind these real fast. Let's see. That all is fine. That's fine. Holo Guide wasn't implemented. Holo Guide would not be implemented for several builds. I believe it was the one after the Hive release. I could be wrong though. I'm not up on what came out when at this point. It's just been so long. Yeah, I think that all looks fine though, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Oof, so slow. Wait, was there an advanced button? Nope. No advanced menu. This was all you had. Way back in the day. Graphics options. Wow. Yes, the days of the low FOV. Man, we were all really excited. The FOV stuff going up to 90 came out with the Blizzard release, if I recall correctly. That was really something. I'm gonna run this on... Yeah, I'll run this on maximum, why not? Oh yeah, the post-processing is also a very recent addition. Lowest and low didn't work. Now it's like, what, chromatics, grain, and both, or something? Something like that. I usually have them off anyway. Here, you can really get a pretty interesting Descent-ish vibe if you turn everything off. Light shaft settings take effect on next level start. Alright, sounds good. Eventually a disclaimer would be introduced for post-processing, if I recall. I didn't change the resolution. HUD options I did. Interesting. Look at how short this menu is. I'm not sure what SYRINX quick is. So I'm just gonna do regular SYRINX. We'll play it on hotshot. That's science. That's science for me. SYRINX offers corridor and arena combat against a rapidly growing swarm of robots. If you want a faster ramp up in difficulty, give SYRINX a try. Largely unchanged from PAX West. Oh wow, you just drop in. Oh boy, yeah, this is real zoomed in. So these are harpies. They would later become green. Let's see, the impulse has been slowed down a little bit. And it's a little bit of a longer beam. Here it's a little bit distracting. It's just so, whoa. It's so blue and so bright. The lighting is very basic, very flat, very Descent 3 almost. Descent 3 with a real nice coat of paint. The Shredder appears to be largely unchanged. The little metal particles flying off of the blades doesn't seem to be quite as dense in current builds. That's a Gorgon, more harpies. Krakens, wow, Krakens are really aggressive. Very aggressive and very spot on. I did not set a boost, so let me do that. Wow, this menu is so slow! Also, no rear view camera. Find that interesting. The afterburner turning into an arrow is a relatively recent design. That's literally between 0.9 and release. Flak cannon is in this, which is neat. Missile pods. This is, I mean, wow. There's a lot of I'm trying to put my finger on it. There's so much rumble. The ship rumbles when you shoot things and when you connect with things. One thing that might just be my sensitivity. There's a lot of weight behind low sensitivity, it seems. And the game has become more sensitive over time. What's this? Reflex? Yeah, that's a reflex. Reflex was on 3 to begin with. Now, of course, that's Driller Flak. And the reflex fire rate is insane. Does the Super Kraken lock on? Super Kraken does not lock on. It seems to be pretty similar to, say, a Super Goblin. 6 was Missile Pod and Devastator. Right now, 6 is Hunter Creeper. Wow. Things are grittier and brighter. Now they're darker and a bit smoother. It's cool to see the aesthetic come along. Let's see what the Driller looks like here. Driller's on 1 behind the Impulse. Driller has such a tiny projectile. The explosions, even in this, are gorgeous. And the physics model is really nice. I like this. I still like this. It doesn't quite handle too well, but I think that might be a sensitivity issue. One thing I am noticing... Oh, these are Falcons. Oh, I miss the fat Falcons so much. One thing I am noticing is that certain objects... Let me try and get near one. Wow, look at these creepers, man. Alright, I'm gonna step off and try and find a different one. Woo. Okay, this ammo box, the creepers do it a little bit better. You can see outlines very faintly. OD. Wow, OD is an old one. Thunderbolt unlocked. I'm assuming that's on... Flax on 2. Yeah, there we go. No charge indicator. Very soon overcharge. That... Wow. Holy mackerel. Vertical strafe is really, really fast. I don't know if that's been changed. It might have been. I'm not sure. Wow, I'm about dead here. Let me see here. I don't think the reflex homes in. I'd have to. Ooh. Oh, it looks like it might. Yes, reflex homes in. Oh, look at that coloration. That's something. What a neat aesthetic. Super Gorgon, also firing Falcons. Kraken did missile pods for the longest time. Let's see what the Cyclone was like. Flak and Cyclone are together here. Wow, look at this. Ooh. Ooh, I do not like the Cyclone at all. It's all just very... Whew. That spread is so wide. I gotta say, I kind of like the outlines on objects, just a little bit. There's some interesting stuff that goes into this. Like I said, it's very Descent 3 with a fresh coat of paint. Things are brighter, easier on the eyes. Descent 1 and 2 were really dark, and like 2 especially took the pixel art out of control. The Driller, this feels like DX Plus at this point. Right? Armor remains mostly unchanged. Creepers are on 8 in this. I don't have any right now, otherwise I'd pull them out. Bottom indicators very similar. Reticle indicators are very similar. There's been some minor changes since then. Like the secondary, the diamond there, that changes depending on which one you have selected, I believe. Amazing, I've been staring at this for so long and I still have no idea what the actual iconography is. Let's try Falcon out. Oh, wow. One thing that I'm really noticing is this feels, and this will sound absolutely crazy, this feels very Super Smash Bros. Melee. Everything is very heavy, but very fast. Like, it's all got a punch to it. There's like a bounce to the ship when you hit the floor. The enemy ships bounce when they hit the floor. Very strange stuff. A lot of obscuring smoke effects and all kinds of crazy nonsense. One thing you'll probably have noticed by now that I'm, 90 kills into it is that, wow. A, it's very hard to turn around. B, no super upgrades. You get what you get, and you're going. Another thing, up in the corner, obviously, there's no kill readout. And there's also no, or it's very faint. Yeah, kill noise. It is very faint, but... Yeah, it's easy to lose in the soundscape. Lava is super, super bright. As you can probably notice. In the live build, based on what we've seen so far in the multiplayer beta, again, I'm recording this 36 hours before the game launches, so we'll all have a better idea by the time this is posted. But, based on the multiplayer betas, lava's very dark. It's interesting. Let's see here. Can I detonate this mid-air? Let's find out. Maybe? Yes, you can. Nice. That's really cool. Oh yeah, you saw the outline right there, probably. Kiting is really easy, and boy howdy has there been a lot of optimization work in this game. Because I'm on a 1070 and it was chugging along there. Ooh, yeah, right there. That skipped in the frame rate when that dev went off. Yeah, maybe it's all a little bit of performance issues as well that lends weight and speed. It just feels really inconsistent. I mean, that's, you know, a game in progress. Man, this is so cool. I can just do this all day. I feel like my kill rate is really, really high right now. Not sure what kind of shield economy may or may not exist in this. Oh, also, that's a thing. That, I think, is a thing. When I ram into walls, it tilts me. Yeah. So if you slide any direction into a wall, it'll tilt you. I feel like I remember that, but like from an early access build after a certain point, but I'm not sure. Missile pod tracking is very interesting. They seem to accelerate before they reach the target. And they're smoky. They're so smoky. I miss the fat projectile on the Falcons, but I do not miss the fat missile pods. I remember they were both changed at around the same time. Ammo boxes, very consistent design. Energy, shields, all of your resources are really consistent design-wise. And I'm gonna pause up at these lights right here. These, just about every early access build that I have played, I've come to these lights and been like, wow, are those new? Nope, apparently they're not. I'm curious if this was pre-leading code. Yes, it's pre-leading. So you could essentially just, you know, fly around like this. Harpy's not shooting reflex. There's an obvious one. The Harpy V currently shoots the orange balls that are similar to those, but I mean, it's a different asset, probably slightly different behavior. I'm gonna top it out at 150, I think. Oh wow, explosions have a kick to them. You've probably seen that already, but holy mackerel, they send everything flying. Hooray, I hit 150. Come on. Explosion, well, death rolls, I guess. We're all internal, no detailed stats. Leaderboards are, oh, I guess I can't get on the leaderboards. Let's see, I'm interested to explore more with this. Yeah, alright, I'll do it, why not? If you're in for a penny, in for a pound. We're doing Labyrinth. Different challenge mode experience. Almost the entire level is very dark, as we well know. You can fire flares and use your headlight, or you can use the darkness to your advantage. I have not tried flares yet. Okay. Wow! Flares were the original color. I'm just gonna do quick romps through this. This is very similar, although this cave here has been widened out a little bit. Pretty significantly, actually. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it's been taken out a little bit from this wall that I'm pressing into. Let's see. Was that a... Yeah, it's a wyvern. Wow. Very square barrel. And of course, none of these have names. At least in this. Wow. Man, the reflex really fills the joint up. This is nuts. It's like a raven, your weapon hard point there. Thriller. Right. Yeah, there were. It's a pretty limited weapon selection. Amazing what we were able to get things done with. Yeah, the control just doesn't feel quite right. It's weird, but I consider the current Overload flight model to be more accurate than this, when this has that weighty feel. I don't know. Maybe they're the same. I doubt they've really changed all that much, but even subtle changes are somewhat practical. Let's check out the headlight. Headlights are pretty much the same. It doesn't feel like the headlight projects quite as far into the distance, though. it definitely seems as if it just stops after a little while. Cyclone obviously is not to my liking. No Crusher. Crusher, I think, was a later ad. Probably for early access or something like that. One thing that has become more subtle to the point of me not even noticing it, also I probably had so many pop-ups come out of robots. It might even be like a less smoke in the game thing. But if you'll, let me see if I can bash one out here. Watch for a shield. Nope, no shield. Oh wow, super wyverns. There we go. Yeah. Alright, well, didn't really see it there. But the shields have a nice little smoke effect to them. They seem to be spinning. Yeah, you probably caught it with that one. You might be able to rewind the video and see it come out of other robots. It's pretty interesting stuff. Obviously an early track. I don't think the current Labyrinth mix sounds like this at all. Man, this is really cool. Let's see here. I think that's about it for Labyrinth. Yeah. Cool. Leaderboards? Boo. Caverns. Working through Caverns. First challenge mode level appearing in the playable teaser during the Kickstarter. We've made many improvements, but its gameplay is very similar to what we released in February. You can compare it to the other challenge mode levels. I can't recall if I have access to that demo or the original playable teaser. Excuse me. I do have playable teaser 2, which I believe is more recent. But let's check this out. Wow, very bright, almost Borderlandsy. It's interesting how the game feel has really, really evolved and become a lot more cohesive. But even from the get-go, this does feel pretty nice. Like I said, it's kind of like a forgive the analogy, but Super Smash Bros. Melee, just that weird, stocky but really, really fast vibe to it. It's interesting. Caverns has been made a hell of a lot darker. Way darker. Like this, for instance, never happened. I was always kind of puzzled by these. Like, aren't we supposed to be underground? This, you get the boom. Alright, leave me alone. You could probably compare the shadow here. Let me try and get it in frame. You can compare the shadow down there to what our ship, the Kodachi, wound up looking like. It's a lot puffier. Here it's very skinny. Yeah, it's a little bit washed out almost. But I mean, come on, it's nowhere near the final product. But it's just interesting to see what the visual design looked like at this stage. This lighting is really cool. That blue and purple together with the light shafts, that's nice. Now it's a lot more foreboding. You have to pick your targets out. You have to yada yada yada. Here, everything blends in with the gray. Otherwise, topographically, this is really pretty similar. I think it's a little easier to enter this, like, through that portal. And this, obviously, is a lot redder. Let's see, what else? It's crazy, like, I'm playing through this, and I remember playing it for the first time and being so excited about it. And now it's like, yeah, I have all of this, like, completely committed to memory. Anyway. That lava seems a little less reachable now. Kind of like the openness there, but it does sort of lend itself to feeling like an explorable part of the map. Neat. It's cool to see how little this has actually changed. I was convinced when I first played, oh geez, what was it? I guess it was like early access 0.9, something like that. No, playable teaser 3. Excuse me. I thought this topography right here changed, but this has always been that flat, if that makes sense. I thought the tunnel coming down was a lot longer, when in reality it's just another floor. Man, look at that physics. The creepers have always been great. Let's just put that out there. Alright, finish me off. No? Alright. Cool. Only kills. Doesn't tell you what killed you or anything like that. Interesting. SYRINX quick. Let's see. I think this is very much the same. Yeah. Yeah, this was probably for the pack stuff, just to drop people in with 100 shields and see how long they could go. That's neat. But yeah, I'm stunned at how much and how little it's changed. A lot was nailed as early as this. If you go back and play these levels, I mean, there's been a couple of subtle tweaks to Labyrinth. Obviously, there's been, you know, asset and lighting upgrades here, but it's all topographically, it's here. Like, it's set it and forget it. Anyway, that I think is gonna about do it. If you're playing the full game, which you damn well better be, that's awesome. I'm really excited to have been a part of this process, for what that's worth, coming from a player. But yeah, it's been a great several hundred hours and many several hundred more thinking about the game and how to play it and improve on it and you know, play it with other people. So I can't wait to get my hands on it, which I will very, very soon. But yeah, if you don't have your hands on it, go do that. Go get this game. It's an absolute diamond in the rough, and it absolutely moves the six-stop genre miles ahead of where it's sat for 20 years now. I mean, there have been improvements, yes, obviously. You know, you've got your sub-level zeros, your Neon XSCs, your Forsakens, you know. But this is really the standard bearer for the genre, I believe. But yeah, thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the mines.